Happy Easter, buddy. What's up, man? Hopefully you had a good day. Happy Easter, my friends. Lord definitely has risen, baby. Absolutely. No doubts there. Hmm. There's a lot of action over here with some algos. Is there another triple up here? No, no consecutive. Kind of like this opening ES15 right here. This one's wide open. So we're just fibbing out some stuff, getting ready for the next 15, 20 minutes here for futures. Kind of jam and just going to start looking here. I know NQ, yeah, had that pop. The 15 right here on ES is wide open, though. We're going to be focusing on ES most likely. Let's see what we get. Happy Easter, friends. Had a fantastic dinner. After last night. I was having a great night. My car got towed. Man, that's no good. Bad parking? Oh, man. Had to spend 350 bucks. That's lame. That's what we're here for, hitting us with the knowledge. That's what we're going to do. So you guys should always have your daily and weekly fibs on, as we always teach on every video of this channel non-stop. So make sure you got yesterday's fibbies on, the high-low of the prior day. It's an engulfing, not so much a full body engulf, but it's gonna be a pain in the butt, like all of these holiday week candles after. But that's okay. Yeah, we're gonna open up right into here. Futures open in 12 minutes. Yeah, 5 p.m. American Central Time for me. And what I'm doing is I'm just fibbing out. Let's see here. Let's do. I'm going to make the intraday neon green on that 15 minute so I know what I'm looking at. There we go. That looks a lot better. So this 15 minute no golden pocket tag, we got the high and the low. We got that 1618 overlap 3820 daily. That's pretty awesome. Okay. Got a lot of first tag metrics up here. Because this one is no GP. It's going to be a long setting watch open here unless some craziness went on. Trade plan on the screen there. This is what I'm going to be utilizing here. We can make it a little bigger for you guys here, but this is the only trade I see as of now. If we open up over the fib 50 of yesterday's high low, and if you ever watch our channel here, the teal is going to be your weeklies, the dailies are gold on your Fibonacci, and then I got some intraday regular colors there. We have that open session gap to worry about on NQ way at the tippy top as well. Right now, subsequently, I mean, we're actually looking pretty good for a long, depending on what that news opens up with. Over the weekend, you know, the tariff pause, Neverino news. There's a whole bunch of other little stuff right here. I was just catching up on some news as well. We'll see. Yeah, right now it's looking like an ES play. NQ would be fine too, but it really depends on the open. There's no way to predict, obviously, where we're going to open. We're just going to watch for it, but we need some anchors as well here. We got all of our payouts through. We made another 11,500 last week payouts on Topstep. So I got some small accounts that are really tiny now at 1,400. So we got a couple expresses waiting in the background. So if we pop any of these, it's not a big deal. We got 2 expresses waiting, which again the goal is never to blow them up, but when you have a little leeway, you know, it's okay. 15-minute right here on ES. So excuse me here, guys. Predictions on the screen for what I want to see. I don't predict too far into a futures open because we don't know what kind of news that the weekend caused of where we're going to open up at 5 p.m. So last time we were sitting here looking and we seen a huge Bitcoin drop, and it drug a huge amount last stream when we were over. It gapped way down over here, and it doesn't really matter where it opens. We always play the same strategy. We're going to come in and I'm going to watch the first 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15, and I'll be done trading in the first 30 minutes here and hopefully make some moolahs. We got a couple big identifying numbers here for NQ. So if you're looking at those psychological half whole dollars, you got 18,400 and 500, and that's going to be big psychology right there for that yesterday's golden pocket. So like I always do on the channel here, we're always fib users. So yesterday's high low is going to be that gold fib. Yesterday's weekly right there. And again, we have a lot of support coming off. If you look at some of those longer term charts too, if I bring over a daily chart here, the little feudies, what's going on up there? That huge, biggest day Trump rally ever here. This move came down to that 50 pocket, couldn't quite break out over the top of that. So a lot of the times, not a lot of the times, all the times, we're going to fib those high lows out. We already touched the golden pocket once. Now we came back down and grabbed a higher low inside the giant tariff pause Trump candle. So we are still, you know, in the engulfing space, and that's exactly what we talked about last week, where we probably weren't going to get too far outside of the range there of that huge Trump candle, right? Plus it's a holiday week, so usually you end down, but all it did was, or up rather, we ended up down instead of up. So, you know, statistically, it doesn't matter what we think. The market's always going to do what it wants, but you have a better chance of ending higher green up on holiday weeks. So when we see this right here, it was just a very lackluster kind of 4-day candles, just decision, one move, and then again, just more chopped decisions. So it's due for hopefully a big candle here. And if we get some more tariff pause news, we're going to start heading up to those no GP candles up here on ES. Same old, same old. Nothing I haven't covered on YouTube actually about 15 times in the last couple of weeks here when we're looking at this big old sell-off and our bounce points on the 9/11 candles we talked about. We have a lot of good content predicting what we had seen here, so we'll see how she goes. 10 minutes left. Yeah, happy Sunday, Lace. What's up? Prediction? It's always on the screen. It's the only thing I want to see. When I draw something on the screen there, that's what we're looking for. And again, it doesn't really matter where the future's open. I'm going to play the 1 minute GP, 5 minute GP, and 15, like always. And just remember, all the Fibonacci's are no tags on here. So we could put this other 15. This 15's already got a minor. It's already tagged a minor part of that golden pocket right there. So it's all good. We like to overlap a lot of these. So when we get confection points, this whole zone is probably where it's going to open up right here. If I had to guess. Obviously, we always play just that first minute. We got about 5 minutes. We'll be ready to play here in a minute. We'll be ready to play here in a minute or so. Big things to keep in mind, guys. That volatility index was still, we closed in the 30 almost. Yeah, we're close to. It was on the way down yesterday's lows. 29.5, but yeah, the volatility index, we did talk about this a whole lot, going for either gaps. We're going to go for the gap up or the gap down to fill, because we have a gap above us right here. We have a gap below us on the daily chart. So regardless, the VIX was deciding for quite some time last week. And we already have a tag of the upper, so it actually kind of makes sense to go down. But that's all a fallacy. It don't matter. We're just going to play what we play what we see. We already got the first tag gap here on the daily, so that upper VIX was tagged, which means the VIX created this daily gap, and then the third day after that gap, second I guess, it already tagged it and then dropped back down. And then the exact same thing applies to the gap that is under it. The first tag shouldn't fill, so we have this gap right here on the daily. So the VIX, in hindsight, should be, hitting one of those gaps this week. I don't want to see anything but either the VIX running back up to a loop 10 and falling down, or if the news was heavy enough on non-tariff. Let me check some of that stuff right now since our announcement on Liberation Day videos. He's tweeting right now, so he's getting ready. He's literally tweeting right now. This is what we're looking at right here. Since our announcement of Liberation Day, many world leaders and business executives have come to me asking for relief from tariffs. It's good to see the world knows we're serious, because we are. And again, this is all just kind of bullish little tweets there, but it doesn't matter all that much. It's what they say and what they do. It's always a magic smoke show, It's something that we always got to keep in mind. We don't care what they say, watch what they do. What do we got? About 3 minutes. So yeah, that VIX, the VIX is susceptible right now to go under the 10, pop up to this gap before it wants to go back down. So we'll see if the market believes any of those remarks. Tariff me up, yeah. Pretty much. That's if it wants to slam back down, we have our final NQ target in the 16Ks, which will fill. So if this just starts the next pull down from that big old Trump rally, that's fine by me. I know where I'm buying. I know where she's going. We got some very, very decisive areas for NQ that we have covered a few times there on our lives. All right, guys, get ready. Only a couple minutes left now. You got to dial in your setups here. Make sure your contract's appropriately sized. I'm going to be playing ES. ES. One or two contracts. This account only has $1,400 in it, so pretty much got one trade. All the other accounts are like 3, 4, 5 grand, but we got a little straggler here, and we took our 11,500 in payout last week on Topstep, so we gotta be careful with the tiny amount in here that we got. But again, like we said, I got a couple expresses already passed, just kind of sitting in the waiting room because we have 5 accounts. So if one does have a little happy Bob Ross accident here, it's all right. On to the next. For the close Thursday, someone bought 500,000 worth of NVIDIA puts. Expiring March. That's a pretty big one. $500,000, so. All right, let's see what we get here. We got it on the 1 minute chart. And of course, the whole trade plan for ES is this. I just want to see it into the 50s, okay? So the golden fib levels are yesterday, which means all of these are first tag. That's first tag, which means if the price action, not if, when the price action runs into one of these levels, it will have an interesting reaction. So I want to see the long to the 15 no GP. So if you see these neon green Fibonacci points right here, that's from a 15-minute candle. Let me just put ES on both. It'll make it a little cleaner. It's from that 15-minute right here. Okay. So I'm going to leave my right side on the 1 minute, and it's essentially going to be above yesterday's close above VWAP into the 50. That's what we're going to look for. That's it. I want to see if we can hold above 53.2832 and long it up to here, 53.38. Okay, it goes a little bit more because this is the GP. So this is the channel. If we get a long scenario setup, that's the channel I want to see. Now, if it starts way low down here, we got a big crack or whatever, obviously those bets are off the table. We're not worried about it. But the first minute, we're going to get the open here in a second. Ooh, we can always fib out. So, all right, there's our best case scenario. We opened way up here, right? Or down here, I should say, not up here. We're not seeing anything on ES 1 minute here, it looks like, but the 15 showing us where the 1 minute is. So interestingly enough, maybe I can just turn this one to the 1 minute. See how far it is down. Yeah. We'll focus on the left side. This will be a short for me right here. And done. $444 short there. Next one. Short's going to be right here. And all I want to do is see the 1 minute open, crack back down to the GP. They're usually very, very quick. Generally, I always put the order out to fib out the 1 minute like this. So the 1 minute's got to tag this GP down here. So all I want to see is the opening of the first minute candle like that. And then I put my order down here at the 50 for it to tag the 50. And this one only tagged the top. We got this one on these accounts here, but this account is a little bit behind. So if you see, we got the two 444 PNLs on these Express accounts here. We have the other ones linked. This one's not linked. It's all by itself. So we use two web browsers to help us out with that. But all I want to see is a quick inside minute down to the 50. And all I'm doing is fibbing out the first minute and wanting it to come back down to the 50. That's it. Because the first minute started here, it pushed up green like this, gave you a high. I seen the minute was almost done at 30 seconds, so I knew another candle was coming. That's why I was shorting up here in the 30, 40 seconds. Then the next candle comes down, hits the 50 like that, and Topstep scams you and doesn't fill anything. There you go, as you can see here. So we have a lot of fill issues on Topstep X, unfortunately. This happens about 7 times a day. So nothing we're not used to. We're just going to leave it for now, and it's going to come down to that 50 right here. So it's all good. You can see the indicator telling us right there that that 50 could tag. It could pop up one more time. Okay, there it just ghost filled me right there. So quick little $256, and it's just scalping the close. We got 444, 444, 256. So again, it's just shorting that opening minute high range back test GP. That's all I wanted. That's it. Now we move to the 5 minute chart. We do the exact same thing, right? So, oh, we're on the 1 minute over there. Whoops. Yeah, this is a massive, massive number here. So anything over this, watch this, activate. Oh wait, no, we can't activate that. Is that where the grouping was? Yeah, that's why I did that. So if I go back to NQ, I'm going to show you exactly why it opened low right there into those doubles. It was right here. Needed that support tag right here. 18,300. Where did we open up? 18,300 within 6 points. Perfect. All right, guys. Now, the opportunity, because we opened so low, we're most likely going to fail here because we have this huge range down here, huge range that needs to be tested. So let's see what we got on the 1 minute here on NQ. We're just starting to tag into the 50 here as well. Again, both minute candles worked out really well for a quick $1,100 this morning, or this afternoon. Oh, I don't know where my YouTube chat went. Sorry, guys. Sim trades, yeah. Don't copy people's trades. If you see some good trades or you're just here to learn, great. But just try to learn. Don't bother trying to chase my trades. You got a lag of a huge lag stream from YouTube anyway. It wouldn't make much sense. I mean, you can try. The lowest point of interest, let's see on the minute chart here in ES, might put us at the 3618. So I'm going to stay short bias down to here if we break out of that range. I mean, we got a lot of support. So what that becomes is this for the long sentiments. So if we start to see the build here long, great. If we start to see the short, also great. Doesn't matter to us. Just needs to give us a confirmation of entry. And that'll be that. So the first 1 minute up here, only a 3 second lag. I don't know. I think it's a little farther. It might be 3 or 4 seconds, but sometimes that's how my trades last. We hyper scalp around here. Let's set up for the 5 minute. We got 15 seconds. We're going to open dead on, unfortunately. So what I usually like to see here is when we do a 5 minute, if the candle opens up high or low, we obviously come back to the center of the candle. We're going to open directly inside the candle for this 5 minute candle. So it's going to be a no 5 minute. So we have to wait for the 15 for the next one. And again, short is what it's looking like most. And once we start cracking through that 1 minute GP here, we might be able to see some follow through. I think we might be able to test that again. It's just, we don't have any good forward movement here. There's no speed. I'm going to pick most likely short here just because of the huge imbalances we have to fill down here. So I'm saying if we do get under yesterday's lows and under 18,286, 18,263, it's all, okay, there goes the short right there. It's a long way down, but it has to actually prove itself under yesterday's lows to come down here for any amount of work. So it's got to be under yesterday's lows and breaking down here. I'm not too interested otherwise for the sentiment because there's a lot of support at the weekly 3820 that you see in teal. That's the Fibonacci from last week's high low. We have the daily low, which is 18,263.20 from last week. It's a lot of support right there. If it wants to chop it down and start coming down here and prove some lower high, lower low structure breaks and coming down to at least this white line, because I drew those white lines where there's some pockets that needed some love back here on the 5 right here, and we had one filled right here, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them to fill yet to watch. So it's still very downsided in my opinion. Just for the time being. We do need the confirms though. We can't just assume we're going to get a beautiful cut, and if we do, it's going to be right here, target short. And that's going to be from this 3618 neon green. So I'm going to go short one more time with some smaller size now. And I'm just going to manage it. If it happens to pop back up and wants to wait for the 10 SMA to come down, those are going to be just add points for me. But I think we're going to get anything underneath. Let's back this up here a little bit. It's happening so fast. Underneath the golden pocket will lead us down to here. So that's my short range that I just went short on, the GP here. We got about 4 points on ES right now on these, so we're just managing here. So, I mean, if it comes back down and breaks out of this range, great. But usually I'll take a profit here and let it snap back up one more time. But we have about, even from here, it's so hard to do this on the MacBook. This comes through that 0 and coming back down. I don't know. We got some speed down there. I think we'll come down to short target of 5271 if we get the break. All we got to do is break out of the opening candle now and have some fun to the downside. And I think that's completely possible. So just got to see where she lies. So we got a couple $100 here. And again, waiting for the 10 SMA is my add point. We're just going to let it slap around here a little bit. If we get BE stopped out, that's fine. Oh, she already came all the way back up. I didn't hear my ding. Where is... Okay, that's all filled now. That's 2618. 3618, yeah. Yeah, underneath that, let's delete this. Or not delete it, move it. Because she's got to start holding GP in order to get all the way up here. So that's the confirmation we're kind of looking for. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot we can do until the 10 SMA 1 minute catches up here. The new 5 minute candle is still just trapped inside each other. There's nothing to do there. But yeah, we're BE stopped out right now at $241.60. So it gave me a $25 BE somehow. Not sure why, but that's our typical strategy we always do. So if it gets under the lows, if it gets under 528.86, I'll be short. I want to see what this 10 SMA does. So if we get this 10 SMA to come down and sink our little price action here, that P&L will be great to slice through here. Grab a little downside action. Could be wrong, as Charles says. He trades notoriously fluid. A lot of people are just condemning the news tariffs right now. Transshipping, evade tariffs, $1 trillion a year in counterfeiting for IP theft, dumping below cost. Yeah, I don't see much yet. I'm just waiting for stuff to catch up to go forward here. Wow, what a boring open. I thought we'd get at least a little speed here. Downside, of course, but we got a little bit. I mean, we had 8, 9, 10, 12, $1,120. I mean, it's okay. So we're going to stick to the short here and just kind of walk her down. until we see above GP. We're still in short sentiment. This is what I like to do. Draw these little boxes here, and then we'll pick a GP point, and then we'll see if we can get down to the bottom of the box here. Should be fun. She's trying. I mean, she's got a couple imbalances I want to see downside, so I'm going to hold short here myself. There we go. Now I get some speed. Come on, get out of that range. You know you want to come down. Hang out with us in the bottom of this candle. Come on, fill. Another top step, no fill. Number 2 already. It's been 11 minutes, Topstep. 11 minutes. This is my fill right here again. Show you Topstep never fills. At an NQ scalp right there, $280 winner. Came down, touched my level for the second time in 11 minutes on stream live, so you guys get to see it. The old Topstep X no fill times 2 in 11 minutes. Took away $580 already. Should have been clear. Alrighty. Now it's got to go long because Topstep got me here on the exit. That's the norm. No tag of the 10 yet there. Let's go down to the 1 minute here on the Qs. See what we got. Couple of GPs up there. We're still holding big support. We don't have the flush to the 3618. This is also the, you know, the green 15 down there. If we lose the 2618, that's best case scenario for us. So if we lose the 2618, we come down to the 3618 right here. So that's still target short. We just don't want to pop into a lower high conformational setup here because the 10 SMA should be helping us out to get to the bottom of this candle. Let me move this up. This was the short I was trying to get right here, but because Topstep no-filled me, that's the Topstep way. Once we get a no-fill right there, I don't know if we're going to get... Oh, we got a quarter of it. Maybe I'm wrong. But it'll probably go long for a little bit here. Just let the 10 SMA catch back up as our first tag. So it's either going to slam through this 10 SMA in the blue or act appropriately. And right now with the MACDs are coming out of really oversold territory. Might just be a swap here to head back up. So no trades open. I'm just going to close that out again, just because every time that happens, Topstep steals from us on the no fills. So we always close out when that happens, lock in another $40 nothing trade and sit back and relax because we need confirmation. And right now we got nothing of the sort. And if we just keep getting no fill after no fill after no fill, we're not going to play. We just hop off because that's the sign that they don't want us to win. Hate us because they ain't us. So let's see what it does at the 10. We're still easily short bias. We got to stay under 18,300 like we said, yada, yada, yada. Then we just got to break down to the side here. We're under VWAP, which is nice. We're under 50, opening candle 5 minute. Everything's working really nice for the short, so unless it really pops out here and shows us it wants to go nuts, it's just setting up for the leg down. I'm going to put an ES 15 over here. We got 1 minute till the new 15 candle. I like to play these no matter what. First one, first 5, 15. And again, we are dead center. It sucks. So if we actually got a good trade here, we would have got a 15-minute worth GPing. So again, 1 minute opens up. We use the high-low, whatever end the 1 minute candle's on. We just go opposite to the GP. Same with the 5 minute, same with the 15. I do the same thing every open. So we're only at 1100-ish right now because of the constant no-fills on Topstep X, which is the only consistency that platform has so far. I hope they get to work on fixing. We got 30, 40 seconds here. So again, we could see a little bit of a pop. Just back to the GPs. It's the same GP as the 1 minute, 5 minute, everything else. It's going to be the same thing. I do my real accounts at Tasty Trade, but we teach funded accounts. This is how you make money without money. I only used a $2,000 account times 4, and I made $96,000 since February 1st. So you can do what you will with that. I have $92,000 in payouts in 10 weeks by only using a $2,000 account. So, I mean, any idiot can make my big account. It's really easy to make money in my big account. It's simple. So I really don't care about the big accounts too much. I teach people how to make money without money. That's the key. All right, I'm going to go long here for this 15. This will probably be the last little scalp. We need it to come up above the 2618, 3618, back to the 50 right here. Why did that make a line? Arrow? There we go. So I'm long right here, but what you want to see is hold here and then just back up to the GP, because that's all 15 minutes. Like so. So I'm in at 18,279. I want to get back up to an actual 50. So I'm going to put my sell order of my NQs out at the top at 18,307. And if not, the account just goes boom. So that's all good. Never tried prop firm. Always use my own. Yep. Cash accounts are always best, man. My main account is at Tasty Trade. I've been trading with Tasty Trade for over a decade. I love them. Futures, options, crypto, one-stop shop for it all, really. It's great. But funded accounts like Topstep and My Funded Futures, Take Profit Trade is actually a really good opportunity for people that don't have a lot, because that account I invested, you know, I'm only allowed to use 2 to 5 contracts, right, on the ES platforms and NQs. And I only have $2,000 till the account blows up. So, you know, taking that percent from a couple $2,000 accounts to $90-some thousand in 10 weeks, that's much harder to do than, let's say, using my $250,000 cash account or something like that. Like if I'm sitting in my $300,000 play money account on Tasty Trade, that's easy. I can manage, you know, hundreds of micros. You can never lose with good management and good trades. It's these accounts that are more fun. I think these are proving grounds right here. You can pull out 100 grand of the market only using a couple thousand in a matter of weeks. I think that says something, but yeah, I don't care. Whatever you use, beautiful. I'm happy for you. I think cash accounts are fantastic. I swing options every single week, damn near daily on the ES and NQ as well. So we have everything for, what is the ES? Oh, we recovered 5286.46. Yeah, just back to GP here is still legitimate. Keep an eye. Let me go to the 5 minute. The 5 minute not have a 50? It doesn't. No shit. Or unless Topstep X is wrong. It should be a good long scale. Yeah, we don't actually have a 50 tag. So we're going for 18,307. Notice the first candle right here has no tag. The second one, or I'm sorry, the first one is where the fibs are. The second one has no tag. It's 18,307. So that trade we're looking for, we just need it to stay above 18,268.78 here. It's obviously a super dead open. It should have been a lot better, but you know, Easter holiday, I'm sure it's a little slower. So we're looking at right now to 50. We're looking at 29.21 points. That's what I'm going for. We don't have a single green 5 minute candle start out there. The 1 minute's starting to turn back around on the Mac. I don't like the 15-minute Mac, but one little pop up here, we should be okay. I want to see if we can get these accounts or this other account up to close to $1,000, and then I'll be done. I only trade the first 30. You know, if I can make a couple grand here with a $2,000 or $1,400 account, mind you. That's what I started with today, $1,400. We're about to 100% that account. I also won't trade with Schwab or like Tradeovate's fine. I trade with NinjaTrader, which is Tradeovate. That's a great futures platform. They have the best margins. I'll never trade with Schwab. I'll chart with TD Ameritrade and Schwab, but I will never trade with them. Their commissions, fills, and margin are absolute nonsense. NinjaTrader and Tradeovate are fantastic. Tasty Works, or Tasty, whatever they call them now, Tasty Options work. Those are fantastic, but come on, buddy, get up there. One little flash up. We're looking for 18,307. Just a quick blip up. This is my last little trade here because I'm sure it's going to take that long because we're going to get our first 30 in 11 minutes, about 10 and a half here. We're up like $400. We just got to see if we can get that final push up to that 50 because we don't have a GP tag here. See the 5 minute? 18,307.48 does not have an actual tag. You see that right here? I'll put a circle on it, which means a magnet, generally speaking, if we hold major support in the near term, which is right here, because if we fail the GP, we're still going down. It's still going to get its ass kicked this way if we fail the GP. But if we hold the GP, or we hold the weekly right here, neon green, we will come back up. So we just got to get over the hump of 289.52, and it'll launch us into our 5 minute high-low Fibby. because we will then have a trade from here through the VWAP just a little bit up to 29. Schwab's expensive. Net platform. Never had a problem with fills. Oh, okay. Yeah, I traded options there, so it could be a little different. Futures generally fill pretty good on cash platforms. It's not that hard. They use regular spreads. The only problem I ever had with it was option fills. I just, for some odd reason, just got very poor option fills. So here's that GP again. We just think we got to make this next higher low in the 5 minute. Notice all the wicks here. We got this low, we got the next higher low. It's our first 5 minute candle. So if we start to head down here, it might trap shorts one more time, one like a little wick down here, and then shoot up to the 50. But we have a really good shot right here to hit this 18.30748. Market always does what it wants. So there's no guarantees in life, especially in the market. Let's go to the 5 minute on ES, because again, NQ is always a gamble. ES is always the gangster. Oh, it's got the same thing. Make sure we're looking at the same thing. Oh, it does, yeah. No, we should be okay here. The market can always decimate, but should go to 52.92.84, which is, again, just the 5 minute high-low Fibonacci range, and it gives us that 50 pocket. And we just want to get back to that 50. And all we have to do is maintain above the 5 minute. So it looks like this. You have to hold low a day to get back up to the 50. That's the whole scalp. So notice that 5 minute high-low like this. Pushes up, doesn't actually hit the 50, comes down, defends itself against the 100, which is a great support, and then back up to the actual tag of the 50. That's what we're trying to play right now. So all we need is these candles to kind of wake up and help us out here. Right now, the MACD is not helping us out. So I was hoping for one of those algo flashes up where it just pops up real quick and fills, but looks like we're going to get scammed here a little bit until we get the pop. So we're waiting. And again, no harm, no foul. I'm going to lock out these other $800 ones, because these are growing still. These accounts only got about $4,000 in them, so. There's that last trap. Again, this is the determining factor. This is the over-under. If we lose this, it's game over. This is your stop-out point. For me, anyway. You could play whatever you want. But here's my huge over-under as we make the sentiment candle where it's supposed to be, so you don't really need to stop out. If it starts breaking underneath my green sentiment candle here, you can start to panic. But like I said, the algos will usually come up, you know, one more little short trap, you know, put a little wick down there. Then the algos are like, go ahead, shorts, go ahead. And then all of a sudden they snap up to here real fast and then go down later. It's a very common little scammeroo the old market likes to play on you. So what is the equal height of this one? What's the high of this one? 18,305 and a quarter. I think that's where I'm going to put my order out right there. The equal high of the second 5 minute candle a day. 18,305 and a quarter. That would be my out if we get it up there. It'd be close to $1,000. So we'll see. If not, quick little stop. And then we're up 800. And then this account, I'm just going to let this one explode because it's only 1,400. And again, we have tons of expresses left. So I got 2 more huge accounts waiting to go in. So we got to make some room for these anyway. Huge over-under. We're just backtesting that 0 again. We've defended it 3 different times. We're still way more pressed for short. These algos must fill. All I'm doing is trying to get a scalp pop in order for it to come down. So, but if we start losing it through here under yesterday's lows, then I'll stop out. But if not, let's just let it work out and bounce back and forth, do its little thing. The MACD is the one thing that's kind of kicking our butts here. The 5 minute MACD is one of my favorite oscillation indicators. So we got a new 5 minute candle coming up in about 50 seconds. If this one closes up above the green body, so if we get a close above 282, 283, we'll be in good shape. If we start to get another low close and starts to kind of like wipe out, then yeah, it is what it is. We're barely down $49, so $50, $60, whatever that is. Happy Easter, my friend. Of course. Of course. Happy Easters. Yeah, my sell order's out for 18,305 and a quarter. Be about $1,000 there just on the scalp. Just a couple NQs. And again, this account is the smaller one, so she's got no love here if she starts to go down. This little top stepper is gone, but it doesn't matter. We already made 2 payouts here. We made $2,600 off this account already. $2,800 we pulled out, and it costed us $200. So if it explodes, we're still green $2,600 no matter what. And then we start the next one because I got a bunch waiting. Happy Easter, my friend. It's bearish based on fib. Well, if you were here for the whole breakdown, I'm 100% short biased right now. So it's no different from what we just talked about. But if you want to go short right now, my man, you go ahead. I'm going to play with the algos because I'm the algo master. Hey, there's a nice little pop. So again, 18,305 and a quarter is our out. We're looking for $1,000 here. So we just got to pop past the VWAP. This would be a good area for me to sell one of these contracts, like a take profit if I was utilizing a proper, big account strategy here. But this is a builder, so we got to go a little slower here. Remember, we were only up $200 over here, so on this one. The other ones we got about 900 on, so this little $1,000 trade that we just called, that'll happen here, and hopefully push through the VWAP. Should be good. I got to move our green bar here. ES made the play. That means we got to watch out for our NQs. Remember, NQ is not a real market. Absolute garbage. We just got the play out on ES. I said it would come up to 5.2, 92, 84. That's the long. Right there from sentiment up. Beautiful 9 points. NQ has a very limited amount of time now for this to play, or NQ is going to scam everybody and just drop and never tag. Remember, NQ, as I say 1 trillion times a stream, is absolute garbage. Do not trust NQ. Always ES. So if ES runs through and does what it's supposed to and hits the 50 and then drops now, because that was our long call, back to the 50 right there. It happened. It was perfect. NQ never has to happen. Algos on ES matter. NQ is an absolute gamble garbage. Don't even worry about it. So if you were in that ES trade here, you just dinged into the long target, 52, 92, 84 that we had called. So beautiful ES from this GP up. 6 points. Very nice on 2 contracts, $600. You going short NQ? Well, have at it, my friend. You are down 23 points, and we are up 23 points. So I'm going to close a little bit of profit here. Oh, it's fine, Rob. Doesn't matter to me. We're the paid out trader, funded traders that made 92 grand with a $2,000 account in 10 weeks. Most people will hate on that. They can't. Come on, NQ, you can do it, buddy. Little scalperoo. NQ should get. We're holding on for dear life here. Matt, remember the back test of that 18,300. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the, like, it's not that big of a deal if she doesn't cut into her, but remember our first tag magnets. This is a perfect lesson that I always teach here. This is a magnet algo. We understand these far more than anybody else does. And we got her there on the ES. So I'm just going to stick around for a few more seconds here so I can get back to the kiddos Easter. But I always like to sit down for at least that first 30, 45 minutes here. Then the kids are going to come down here to the studio. And we're going to play some games for the Easter. Hey, we got her. We got our target. Anybody else can play if they want to. I mean, this is the market. Everybody has an opposite opposing opinion. Our trade worked. I'm planning the second one right now. 18,307.48. I'm probably going to enter on these accounts down here as well. Last anchor of the day is looking really good for a pop right here as well. Yeah, we're fine. We'll see how she goes. We outed that one at 264, so we are under VWAP. Remember, guys, it's pure short, under 50. Let's change up our colors here as we called. It was long to the golden pocket. We got their long trade right there. And now remember, our short target from beginning of stream that we talked about is right here. This is where you want to go. This is short target here. Again, we already had it on the screen. It's funny. People are going, it's short biased. Yes, our short targets are on the screen. We plan on playing it. We had the whole plan, but you missed it, I'm sure. So after this pop concludes here, oh, we got a 5-minute no GP. That's a great bearish open. So So remember, guys, we're planning second trade ES here. We got our long. Now I'm plotting the ES. Let's draw our sentiment on here. Wait for the pop. Do-do, do-do-do. Adding to your shorts. Hey, now you're with us. Now you're giving along. You should have waited till the pop filled 23 points and then shorted. So that would have gave you an extra 23. So be careful here. We're looking for that GP. Remember, 3618's target. If you guys are playing on ES with us, we closed our long at target 5292.78. Now she's going to come down to the 3618. As we said, the 5-minute over here GP does not matter at all for NQ. Remember, algos only persist on the ES, the real market. And we got the ES, 5292.84. Here's your speed crack. It needs to go under here. So all my short players here, this is the crack. Has to be under this to come down and meet lows for us. You guys can play whatever you want, but unless it's under here on NQ, that's your safety net. That's the short. If it doesn't go under there, you're going to get smoked. This is what your trade looks like on NQ. I'm on the ES setup. I have not entered the next trade here yet, but this is what you're looking at. You need a speed crack of 18,268.78. Right now, you are defending some of the biggest supports still, and we just need that crack because the MACD, as we discussed, is bearish. The RSI is weak, as we discussed, and the 15-minute GP open is completed on ES. So if we bring over that 15, remember right here, secondary 15, that last candle, 5292.84. So as we build into an ES short call down to the 3618, we're going to look for after our 6-point exit, 21.8. Trade your trade, brother. That's my most favorite thing is when people trade their trade. What I hate is when people come here and then they beg for free screen shares. Says send me all your trades, post it on the screen so I can follow you for free. That is the weakest mentality I've ever seen in my life. All right, guys, the sentiment's here. If we get under yesterday's lows, we are short. If we don't, I am not short because this is a dangerous algo magnet right here. 38.28. So let's see the good stuff. Might even go back in long to that 50 if we get back over this weekly. Wow, new 30-minute candle. We still have nothing. Let me check some anchors here. First anchor was not dialed. This one should be this high. Do we have imbalances unfilled? Let's see. Wick. Nope. This is a huge support. Remember, we can't be bearish unless we're under yesterday's lows here, guys. For me, you guys trade whatever you want to do. I just got to play the confirmations for myself. You're out, hit your profit target at 350. On NQ. Sweet. Glad you made money. That's the whole point of the game. We hope everybody wins and the market loses. We don't want anybody to lose money. That would be lame. As a really good secondary VWAP tag, and again, we're getting just tons of defense at our support zone. This is one of the slowest, lamest opens you ever see. We might need to come down to 232. So remember, guys, how fibs work. We always do high-low ranges to fill, so the opening candle is still here. So a wick down to here would still not be out of the question in the next couple seconds here. We'll see what the new 30 brings. I'm still kind of judging it by if we're not under yesterday's lows, we're not under 18,268. That's a weekly fib. That is one of the strongest things we use in my system. So I can definitely not be short until it's underneath here because you're going to get absolutely slapped unless you're just playing a couple micros and you want to manage that position. I'm still 100% short biased under lows. 100% long biased over. So we're waiting for the chop to play out here. That 5-minute 10 SMA is creeping. We might get a strong green candle right here. We'll see which way it goes. I can't play unless we're under or over. We have no confirms here. We got a double GP pinch opener right there again. No GP on the low side, so it's going to snap down here in a second on NQ. Come down, feel that little bounce, and then it's going to pop back up to the GP here. This 5 minute. Well, I wonder if this tags VWAP. We could fib this one out. Let's see where the extensions lie. Yeah, 2618's right there. We could see that. And again, the fib low side. That's that beautiful scamola here, because all we got to do is get speed under VWAP and under 18,270. We cannot be, I have to wait till a whole candle open under here to chase this thing short, because speculatively it's just a little too much. There's nothing I can do with small account challenging here. You know, if we're ripping out these paydays off of Topstep X and out of the funded, you're not going to see me playing unconfirmed hopeful moves here, especially when my account sizes are like, you know, 1,800 to $2,000 after our 11,200 payout last week. We can't afford to play the big swings. We're still defending 52.85.27. It's looking like it wants to leg. ES is, again, it's always the real market. We're doing really good on ES here. We're starting to get my positional start. That's my short. She's starting to start. Let's see if it follows through. It's another fresh low from the 5 minute charts. Dirty 30 would be a big break right here on NQs. We'll see. Which would be a new 30-minute candle that we just made about 6 minutes ago. New 5 minute candles getting defended again at 52.85.27. So we'll see. The GP is done, so we don't got to worry about it on ES. It's the NQ awkward magnet, which I don't believe in those. So we'll be all right. Discipline is key always, man. It's a free indicators for my members. The 3 lines are when you fib out a high-low candle, it gives me the golden pocket. So if I were to fib this out high-low on the candle like this, you see where it puts the Fibonacci. On every single time frame, it shows me where the price action never crossed into the golden pocket of a candle. I like to know exactly where the algos are looking at Fibonacci, so I utilize the pocket. So it's an indicator one of my members created for us. So if you're a member with us or sign up with us, we have a ton of free indicators that we design off TOS, Thinkorswim. Also, we have this indicator for TradingView if you're a TradingView user. If you decide to join us right in the Discord. But we have our premium member section there for all this, because I stream live and I do exactly what you're seeing here every single day, Monday through Friday. We talk about our trades, we talk about our stops, entry exits, best practices, all the other good stuff. Gotta have it. Oh, my chat's blowing up over here already. 236, nice job, you man. Yeah, I agree, never satisfied. It's big boring right now. Big Z's. Would I say that the ES short is riskier since NQ? Well, that's the trade-off. You'd prefer both of them hit the GP, but right now, until it's under, if it's not, like I said, if it's not candles under yesterday's lows, I'm not short. It's impossible for me to go short. I would much rather long NQ right here over this GP. Like I'll go long over, like the sentiment says. This little hammer, like Minecraft looking mine pick candle here, high doji, 18,282.67. If we get some speed on the next candle that breaks up and over, I'll still long NQ on a pressure move, like right now. Like it just did a pressure move. Hop in. That's a 1 minute fast open here. We should have what, 1 minute left? Yep, exactly. So we should be pretty good right here on a push. Now, again, I'm not shorting until we are under yesterday's lows. I got to keep on keeping on here. My short target down here will be fantastic once we break. We need some candles developed under those lows. I would rather speed chase something through on a nice cut rather than guess holding a huge support like it's doing right now, especially with NQ's magnet still possible for 50. ES worked out with that long, you know, it magneted up and got it. And of course, we're looking at NQ at 307.5. It did not get there. And we're kind of waiting for that 10 SMA 5 minute to come in. So this would be a really good snap to the 5 minute 10 SMA, to the opening price, and to the GP here for NQ. I'm still looking at ES short later on. And of course, a pop to short on NQ is no different. We're just waiting for them to stop rubber banding, which means trade off. I don't want the ES on the right side like this to come up, show me its full move, and then the NQ just lazily does nothing for, you know, 40 minutes, damn it. Well, about 30, because we did a little decent trading off that first minute, which was fine, but It's tentative, but it's just one of those things where it's waiting for the moving averages to catch up. It's waiting for resistance to catch up. It's waiting for the weight of the market to catch up, and that's that 10 SMA 5 minute, which should hold us down. So I'm going to short ES more or less than anything else. I'm going to be doing that. That's going to be the main prerogative for me. I don't care if we got some speed over that one right there. So I said like just over that body, just a little bit. Didn't get any highs or anything like that. So no speed, and then that 5 minute 10 SMA is catching up. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not worried about the NQ ever. NQ is always a scam. Always trade the ES by, especially when the VIX is this high in the high 20s, low 30s. There's no point. So it's always downside follow through for me when the VIX is at this height anyway. So yeah, we'll be fine either way. I just plan to play the short under the lows or a speed push up, but we have zero speed right there. Even on the 1 minute, we can go down here to look at how fast these kind of GPs are yeah, these are junk. There's no candle speed on any of these guys here. And as we have labeled right here, this is our huge over under. We don't want to do anything but wait until price action confirms. And what you're seeing right now is that lazy RSI coming up to the 50, then it finds resistance on the 1 minute. MACD again has done nothing but go up for beautiful amount of time of the 1 minute. And again, all we did was tap VWAP, real quick there, instead of the 5 minute GP, which we should have gotten already at 18,307.50 when the SPY did it. So, and SPY is the real market. So as you see, like I said, I'm going to be shorting under. We're starting to get those cuts now, lower low, lower low, lower low. And the 5 minute, of course, the 1 minute's for general entries on gaps if we see them. But the 5 minute right here, it tells us a lot more. So right now, ES is telling us that, hey man, watch this. I got a cool trick I'm going to show you. I'm going to dump. That's what it kind of looks like it wants to do. And there's that speed. That's what we were talking about. So I've got the crack. Wow, that's some sad speed. This is a lot slower than I thought it was going to be, man. Like, these candles are pathetic for the VIX being at a 29.5 close. NQ scam holding again. Can't trade this at all. I'm glad we made $1,150. I mean, that's fine. And these accounts, like we keep saying, are itty bitty from those payouts, so we can't really expect much. This is just the next red candle is going to snap right back up. It's going to be waiting for that 10, but right now the ES is telling me far more than what the NQ is, and unless the NQ has a pressure up and drags the ES is the leader. The ES is the one telling me, and of course our targets lie back here with all of these needed tags. So I see 18,221 come in. Potentially even lower than that. We could get 18,002 is like a nice half, not a half whole dollar, but a bigger number hit for that. I'd be close on that. I could get that. We'll see if it actually sets up though. I mean, we got so much nonsense with this chop. Like, this is a super boring open. I thought for sure traders would be back from the holidays and ready to rock and roll. And last Easter, I feel like we had a good futures open. This is a boring one. Got a winning day on the opening 15. Nice. Yeah, we love that. Just wanted to come here and say thanks. Going back to Easter dinner. Hey, take care, buddy. Yeah, I mean, the ES is telling us what the market wants here. NQ, I don't really care about. NQ is just a mess. It always is. NQ is the gamble. It shoulda, woulda, coulda cracked multiple times already, but I'm okay with chilling. I mean, we got these two followers at 5. We got $240 on the other. That's $1,100. It's not gonna break the bank to wait here. And if we start to see some breakdowns like under the GP, because again, we don't have the GP tag up there. That's the worst thing. So traveling back to that gold on NQ, that's what the NQ is holding for. It's waiting for that little reverse nonsense here. We'll see if it ever gets it. That's a pretty interesting defense here for ES, though. It looks like the candles have pretty much stopped, so that's usually my cue when we start getting 1 minute no follow-throughs here. Secondary cross in the 1 minute. 15-minute GP was the best trade of the day here. Couldn't even hit the 10 SMA. We're looking for that load break here. She's just loading up. That's all she's doing. All these wicks are about to get stomped on. The biggest trade is still our short. I don't want any longs unless it's a speed scalp up. It's pure short down to these big white levels. Again, we've already roll back the live video. This is it. 3618 is what we're going for. So that's on the SPY for me. You might be able to get that on the old ES here, but it's a tough one. Because this 15-minute no tag GP was created. Was it one of the last ones, right? Yeah. Which means the 1618 was hit, 2618 was hit today. That was the opening candle, which means the next leg is 3618. Unless we get some weird defense here. Put a couple more stop out candles, I'm sure we'll feed it, but I'm sick of watching paint dry. I'll take the $1,200 and I will see my chat bright and early tomorrow morning. What I want you guys to do is use your over-unders here still. And what I assume here, if it takes as long as it's taking, you know, right now, you're probably going to see this thing kind of snap back up because of NQ's massive weekly level. And I don't have the weeklies on. I just wanted the dailies on here for the ES. So the short, you know, taking this long, it's going to be an exhaustion point or a new candle point. So let's put the weekly on because I don't know. I don't have it on. I kind of, where's that GP? Oh, we're super far away from that. Yeah. 5344. Wow. Yeah, I'd suspect more of a scam long. Again, unless we're under yesterday's lows. Unless we're cracking under there, I do not care what we do. If we hold the 2618, it's going to go 5320. Yeah. So keep an eye on the above 2618 or below, I think. That'll be my final signing off. Watch that if you can. So above the 2618, you will have a chance to walk back to that 100 and even the GP. This one makes the most sense. So I would probably sit back and wait till that full short scam happens over the night here if we get it. So you would look for a break of yesterday's lows, a snap down here, and play that long later on, 2, 3 in the morning Central, China time, so on and so forth. You'll actually have a really good opportunity late night, I guess, early morning. I'll be up at about 2, 3 in the morning. I'll be going to bed here in about an hour, and then I'll be longing back down to those from those low 18s down here, and I think that's way more plausible than shorting at this point in time. So I'm gonna stick it at that, and I think it's gonna be over under yesterday's lows. I would stick to that for the GP up. More so, I don't know if you've seen it or not. Let me zoom in quick here. Just so you know what we're looking at as well. We're huge on the 100 EMA. So the 100 EMA weekly is also at 5283.30. So that defense alone leads me to believe that, you know, the open is obviously dead on that weekly 100 EMA. You start to lose that weekly 100 EMA, you can start to look for that downside. But if you do defend it, you are going to come up to this GP, I think, way of that 15. And again, it's short to long. That is going to be the protocol. I really hope this thing slips short down to here so I can long it. I'm going to set some alerts on my phone and watch it over the night here. And if not, and it just holds up here, I don't care. We'll wake up tomorrow and play some great fibs. So you guys take care. Hopefully at least there's a little bit of a lesson there, and happy Easter. My chat, I'll see you guys live streaming bright and early tomorrow morning. Get some rest and we'll see you there. Take care.